Hey OsteoStrong family, it's Dr. Greg Vanvakaris here. Just coming back with some health tidbits for the week, and I want to see how you guys are doing. Just checking in with you, keep you on track. Last time we went over some balance stuff. We're going to improve on a little bit of balance. And there's some exercises that mimic some of the things that we did at OsteoStrong, as well as how important it is to keep your legs and glutes strong and engaged for that balance. So we're going to work on some leg work. We want to reiterate how important balance is and fracture prevention, and it's so important. So while we're waiting this whole thing out, here's a couple more things for you to do. Remember, before we started with our balance with one leg up, we went to a finger, we let go, and then we really want to focus. If your hip shifts out, we want to focus on bringing it in by using our butt muscles. So as we're here, if we find that, we want to bring that tight, and that keeps us nice and square. Otherwise, we start to shift. And we can stay in this position of balance, but it's not going to help us if we go down a curb or up a curb or we trip. We want these muscles to engage so we don't fall down. So remember, the other side, again, we hold with that hip shifting. I want you to, if you can, look at yourself in a mirror. That'll help you so you can feel that, and you'll see that difference in shift, which keeps you set. That was a critical thing about recruiting our glutes and our hip muscles when we're using this balance. Next, what we want to do is we want to do some quadricep muscular and hamstring and glute work all together. So we're going to start with this chair again still, and you can use any chair that you have at the house. And the first exercise, our feet are planted, and this is going to mimic a little bit of a partial squat. And this is to get the muscles around the knees activated. And we don't want to go too far down because it'll stress the knee, but we want to go about, you're going to see on the side, about 30 or 40 degrees, just to there. And it's just this motion. Our knees are going forward and back, and we're going to use the chair behind us to stabilize us if we need it. So it's just partial, and we're going to bring our knees forward. We want to keep our knees in the same direction as our feet. So I don't want your feet out too far. I certainly don't want them turned in. They either be straight or just slightly out, maybe 10, 15 degrees. That's our neutral position for our hips and our knees. So we come down. If you need to use your hands like I'm doing, it helps you feel more stable. You can even look a little bit, but if we start to look too far down like this, it draws our weight forward. So you can glance down if you need to, just to make sure that your knees are right over your toes. But I don't want you to draw forward because that'll throw your weight forward and you can fall. We're going to do a set of 10 repetitions right now. So we're going to inhale, exhale, 1, 2, 3. Now 4, I use these hands to feel the muscles. 5, so I can feel them engaging. 6, those knees come forward. 7, 8, 9, and 10. If 10 felt like it was really easy for you, you're welcome to go to 20 repetitions. If it felt really difficult, we're going to do 2 sets. The next set will drop down to 8 or 6 repetitions. If you went up to 20 and you could do 20 again, that would be great. If not, then shoot for, say, 15 repetitions. We're just going to start off with 2 sets of that to get these muscles engaged, working well, and to get you into your body feeling those muscles. The next exercise we're going to do, which you did at OsteoStrong and many of you guys have done before, this is a sit and squat to our chair and then back up. And this is a squat position. Go to our chair and back up. When I initiate this movement, I initiate from my hips and come back up. So from here, if you notice my hands moving, it's to counterbalance me a little bit. So it might make it a little easier balance-wise. You just touch that chair and come back up. I don't want you to go into a full sit because now we've lost contraction. So we come down, we touch, and back up. We inhale on the way down, exhale on the way up. Really important to get these quads and glutes engaged when we're talking about balance and strength. So let's do a set of 10 repetitions. Not speed, we just want to feel the musculature and think about our mechanics. So as we draw down, hips slowly take the movement and our hands go up a little bit. Inhale, exhale. 1, inhale, exhale, 2, inhale, exhale, 3, inhale, exhale, 4, inhale, exhale, 5, inhale, exhale, 6, 7, some of you can do it like this, 8, it's a little tougher, 9, one more, down a touch, and 10. Excellent. Thinking about as we do this pressure, we keep the pressure on our full foot. We don't want to go onto our toes. If you're going onto your toes, if you felt that during that exercise, it lets you know you weren't starting from the hips back. Not unlike if you were going to the bathroom. You always have to move your hips back, otherwise, well, you missed the toilet. But so we're going to do 2 sets of 10 repetitions of those. If that was too easy for you, of course, let's bring it up to 15 or 20 repetitions. Those you're going to start with. We now are going to move on to some other exercises that are really, really important for balance. And if you remember in the first video, I talked about when we're doing our balance exercises, we keep our glute and we feel the weight under our feet. We want to feel our toes pressing into the ground so we can really feel ourselves be stable. So one of the ways we're going to do this is I want you guys to run and grab a towel, or you can grab a sheet, and we spread it out on the floor like this ahead of you. Now I have hardwood floors here at home, but you might have tile or something that's a little slicker. Most bathrooms have tile or hardwood, so that's a place you could also do it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our feet and we're gonna crunch and crunch and crunch and crunch and crunch, and you see how I'm drawing the towel in towards me. And that's to build those muscles underneath your feet, or the arch. And we just keep drawing, draw, and I want you to draw that whole towel in. And at first it seems easy, and after a while your feet are gonna get tired. And you'll find different parts of your feet that haven't been working, because you're gonna feel the motion under there. After that, grab the towel, toss it back out, and do that again. So it's a gripping motion, and it's to really help develop the arch muscles and the toes and everything working symmetrically. Because what happens when we have some gait faults, or we walk differently, or we have the way we stand, we shift our hips, we stop using certain muscles in our feet. It's because we're not used to using them anymore, and those muscles start to atrophy a little. And when that happens, now our gait gets thrown off. Our gait is the way we walk and land. And then you'll see some people will walk and their hips will shift like that. That's different than this type of catwalk. But that shift is that the muscles aren't engaging their glutes, their feet aren't engaging properly. So we want to work those muscles. You can also try it. It's a little tougher. See how I'm standing up? And you can pull the toes in that way and slowly draw that towel under you from a standing position. Now this is harder. It takes a little more balance, but also you're really working the toe muscles more as you grip and pull that towel towards you. And then you would throw it out. So do 2 to 3 rounds of those. Lastly, so either a towel or a sheet. Sheets are easier because they don't bind up as much under your feet and they slide easier. 2 more exercises that are really critical is these muscles in front, called the tibialis anterior. They're your front shin muscles. They're responsible for pulling your foot up. So as those muscles start to get weaker, you'll see people as we walk, our feet slap a lot, and those muscles aren't slowing the foot down properly as we move. It's called deceleration, or slowing that foot down. And that muscle gradates that, makes it easier. So we can start from this position and use this motion. We pull up, tighten here, pull up and tighten, pull up and tighten. Good. Pull up, feel those muscles. I want you to just do 10 reps. This is 5, 6, pull, 7, and 8. 2 more, 9, 1 more. Pull those toes, everything up, hold it, and let it relax. If that was very easy for you, for some people it is, some it's not, you can grab the side of your chair here, and we can do it from here, pulling up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 more, 9, 1 more. Pull those toes up high, and 10. Good. Many times we have an imbalance between these front muscles, the tibialis or anterior muscles, and the posterior or the calf, soleus, gastrocnemius muscles. And that creates shin splints and changes in balance, and we want to develop the muscles around the ankle joint evenly. So if you want to make that even more difficult, what you would do is you'd find a step in your house, and your heel would go right off the edge of the step, and so that the toes and everything, and you'd pull up. If my foot was the step, you'd pull up. But make sure there's a bar or something to hold on to as you pull up. And that puts a good stretch and comes all the way up through that range and creates even more stress in there. Lastly, we want to do calf raises. Pulling those toes up and down. Pull those heels up and down. Pull those heels up and down. Pull those heels up and down. And this is 5. Always breathing. 6, 7, 8. 2 more for me. Press off all those toes. 9. 1 more. Draw that up high. 10 and relax. So, pulling your feet this way and this way also helps as a pumping motion to draw fluid back out of our lower legs up towards our heart. So the veins that are in there, they draw the fluid back up towards the heart. And a lot of it is assisted by muscular contraction. So many of us, especially during this pandemic, are sitting at home, we're on the couch more, we're not moving as much, we're not walking as much. So you might notice that your ankles or around here might start feeling swollen or thick or stiff because there's some extra fluid in there. If that's the case, then you want to do these exercises daily, and it really helps to do that. So we can also increase the stress load by, again, grabbing the side of a chair and going from here straight up. 1, 2. When we come down, I don't go all the way to rest. 3, just till my heels touch. 4, look straight ahead. 5, and feel your balance on this. 6, if you need to let go, you can. 7, 8, 2 more. 9, 1 more. Hold it up there, and 10. Good. Excellent. So those are for your calf muscles or posterior muscles of the lower leg, which are back here, the back side. Again, if you're feeling that swelling, you can also put your feet up on a pillow on your couch and push back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And do 20 repetitions with both feet, back and forth, back and forth. And that'll cause a fluid, a pumping fluid back towards your heart so you increase your circulation. Let's go over what we talked about. We talked about balancing out the muscles on the front and back of your shins and lower legs around your ankle. We talked about strengthening the muscles of your feet and your toes for balance that way. We talked about strengthening your quads, a little bit of what's called the vastus medialis, which is a muscle here. It's really important. We also talked about working on your glutes and that stabilization. All those things will really assist so much in your balance, your fracture prevention. We want to work on how we feel, how our confidence level is. And right now, I really encourage you, if you can, to do some motion. Get up and walk around your house, walk around your yard, walk around your apartment. If your neighborhood is clear and safe and people are really doing well with their distance, go for a walk up and down the street. But really focus on these things as you move. And let's move effortlessly and fluidly. And let's try to move through this pandemic together. We thank you so much for supporting us. We love supporting you. God bless you all. Bye-bye.